Hi, Jacques working as a Christian pastor with one thought to help you do life well. We all have expectations. It's a part of life. We have expectations of things, people, events, or even organizations. I, for instance, work in the church, which is an organization, and people very often have very strong and very clear expectations of what should happen in a church and how people should behave. I once had a visitor write me a very angry email after a Sunday morning worship service saying how we had too much fun in church. Obviously, his expectation of what church had to be was clearly not met. But very often, our expectations are either highly unrealistic or it's based on some skewed information. For instance, I can give a couple of examples. It's often expected that and said that being a Jesus follower means that you cannot have fun, or for instance that the church is just about getting your money. Being a Jesus follower comes with certain expectations, but they're not always what we think they are. For instance, James, the brother of Jesus, had an expectation of believers. He expected them to have control over what they said. He actually went so far as to say that if they were unable to bridle their tongues, that their religion was useless or empty. What is surprising is his why, because he says that you and I, if we cannot control our tongues, we end up deceiving our hearts. It's true, we can talk ourselves into and out of just about anything. And that brings me to the thought that I want to share with you today. Heaven expects you and me to control our tongues. It has an expectation that we, as believers, would refrain from ever having to use phrases like, "but I was just saying," because it knows the impact just saying has on our hearts. What comes from our mouths impacts our hearts. So protect your heart and keep your tongue. I hope this thought challenges you. I hope it makes you think twice before you speak today. Most of all, I pray that you and I can meet up soon.